Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. arrives in heaven and is in awe of the beautiful, serene surroundings. As he wanders through the gardens, he spots Mahatma Gandhi sitting under a tree. Dr. King approaches him, and they introduce themselves. Gandhi welcomes Dr. King and they sit down to talk. "Welcome, my friend. It's an honor to meet you," Gandhi said. "The honor is mine," Dr. King replied. "I never thought I would meet you in person." Gandhi chuckled. "Well, this is not exactly how I imagined it either. But here we are. Now tell me, what brings you to heaven?" Dr. King took a deep breath before replying. "I spent my life fighting for civil rights, but the fight was never easy. I wanted to see how we could have done better and learn from my mistakes." Gandhi nodded. "I understand. My life was also not an easy one, but the path I chose, nonviolence, was the right one." "I believe that too," Dr. King said. "But I faced so much hatred and violence. How did you manage to stay true to your beliefs?" "I learned that responding with more hate and violence only perpetuates the cycle. It's through love and compassion that we can break it." Dr. King nodded. "I understand, but it's not easy to love those who hate you." Gandhi smiled. "It's not easy, but it's necessary. I'll give you an example. When I was leading the Salt March, we were met with violent resistance. One day, a man came at me with a stick. Instead of fighting back, I simply raised my hand and said, 'I'm sorry, but I cannot fight you.' The man stopped and left. That moment showed me that nonviolence can disarm even the most violent of men." Dr. King listened intently. "During the Montgomery bus boycott, I was leading a nonviolent protest. One day, a woman spat on me. I wanted to fight back, but I remembered the teachings of love. Instead, I just wiped the spit off and continued with the protest. That moment showed me that nonviolence is not just a tactic, but a way of life." Gandhi nodded in agreement. "Yes, it is a way of life. And it's not just about nonviolence. It's about love and compassion, too. We must love our enemies and see the humanity in them." Dr. King smiled. "I completely agree. Love and compassion are the only things that can heal the world." As they continued their conversation, Dr. King and Gandhi shared more stories from their lives on Earth, each one illustrating the power of love and compassion in the face of adversity. Gandhi began, "I firmly believe that nonviolence is the only way to achieve lasting change. Violence only begets more violence, but nonviolence can transform even the most hardened hearts." Dr. King nodded. "I completely agree. Nonviolence was a central tenet of our movement in the United States. It required immense discipline and courage, but in the end it was worth it." Gandhi smiled. "Yes, it takes great courage to stand up to oppression without resorting to violence. But the power of nonviolence lies in its ability to transform the oppressor as well as the oppressed." Dr. King added, "That's right. We had to show people that we were not just fighting for ourselves, but for everyone. We had to show them that our struggle was their struggle too." Gandhi continued, "And that's where unity comes in. When people of all races, religions, and backgrounds come together to fight for a common cause, they become an unstoppable force." Dr. King nodded. "Unity was crucial to our movement. It was not just African Americans fighting for their rights, but also people of all races and backgrounds. We had to show people that we were not divided by our differences, but united by our common humanity." Gandhi added, "Yes, unity is the key to achieving any goal. It's about putting aside our differences and working towards a common goal. It's about recognizing that we are all connected, and that we all have a role to play in creating a better world." Dr. King smiled. "I couldn't agree more." Gandhi nodded. "Our legacy will live on, and our message of nonviolence and unity will continue to inspire future generations." Gandhi continued, "Love is the most powerful force in the universe. It can overcome hate and violence, and it can bring people together in a way that nothing else can." Dr. King nodded. "Love was at the heart of our movement in the United States. We had to love our enemies, as difficult as that was at times, in order to transform them and bring about change." Gandhi added, "Compassion is also crucial. When we see the suffering of others, we are moved to act. We cannot turn a blind eye to the injustice and suffering in the world." Dr. King agreed. "Compassion is what motivates us to fight for justice and equality. It's about seeing the humanity in every person, regardless of their race, religion, or background." Gandhi continued, "When we combine love and compassion, we create a powerful force for change. We can inspire others to join us in our fight for a better world." Dr. King smiled. "That's right. We must continue to spread the message of love and compassion and inspire others to take up the cause." Gandhi nodded. "There is still much work to be done, but I am confident that humanity can come together to create a better world for all." Dr. King and Gandhi exchanged a knowing smile. both confident in the fact that they had left the world a better place. As they parted ways, they knew that their legacy would continue to inspire future generations to fight for justice, equality, and peace.